It's the breakfast and Plus TV Africa time to talk sports. Austin Aguavon has stepped down as the head coach of Nigeria Super Eagle days after the team failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup holding in Qatar. Now, shortly after that, you have the NFF sacking the technical team. Nigeria's Football Federation, Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, in a statement of a 2-year contract offered Aguavon has been withdrawn. Sanusi said a new crew would be announced after her proper view to lead the new charge of the Super Eagles to face future challenges appropriately. The Nigerian Football Federation had earlier offered unreserved apologies to the federal government and Nigerians for the failure of the Super Eagles to qualify for the World Cup. We do have a sports journalist, Monday Thomas, who joins the conversation this morning to share his thoughts on what's next for the NFF. Good morning, Monday Thomas. It's good to have you join us this morning.
Good morning and happy. I must start by saying that as being an Arsenal fan and also a Super Eagles supporter, I mean, it's a double header. It's quite disappointing that we won't see the most populous African nation at the World Cup. Good morning, and it's fantastic to be here.
So let's even start the conversation on that particular note. What are your thoughts? I mean, looking at the game, we had the second leg. What really happened? Can you share your thoughts on how you felt when, I mean, we didn't qualify following the game that happened in Abuja?
From the Nigerian point of view, being a patriot, being a Super Eagles supporter, it was very devastating. But before the game, I knew it was going to be very difficult for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to qualify. I mean, knowing that it is not just a game, but a derby of so much importance, and knowing the banter that happens between Ghanaians and Ghana. Of course, the Super Eagles of Nigeria did their very best. You've got to also know that they played against Ghana. Ghana, they want to make it to the World Cup as well. They didn't feature in the last edition, and they want to make it to the World Cup by all means. So it was a great game. We saw the Super Eagles of Nigeria going to Kumasi. They had chances that they should have buried the game, or maybe just get a 1-0 lead in Kumasi and maybe come to Nigeria and finish up the business, but they couldn't take their chances. The same thing we saw in Abuja. The worst case scenario was conceding the first goal. That was the worst case. That was the worst thing that was going to happen. And of course, knowing that in Africa, in CAF, there is what we call an away goal rule. And of course, the coach Atoro came out to say that the Super Eagles, of course, deserve to qualify, that he pitied the Super Eagles, that the Black Stars were just lucky. So yesterday, we saw the news of the NFF disengaging the technical crew of the Super Eagles. We also saw a news that Aguavon has stepped down as the technical advisor of the Super Eagles, but returning to the role of the technical director of the NFF. I mean, and we also saw the apology from the NFF. I mean, they are sorry. Of course, we are humans and we should accept the apologies. But in order for them to be completely sorry, I think everyone needs to step down, just like what we are seeing in Algeria, just like what we are seeing in Egypt. This morning, Hector Cooper, the coach of the Democratic Republic of Congo, resigned and is completely out of job. They are sorry. They should, of course, give chance for another tenure, because this is not just working. It is not just working. They've gotten the support at the AFCON. We had some incentives, money incentives, but things were not just working. I mean, they've gotten all the support they needed from Nigerians, from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, but they are not just getting the result needed. So the NFF is disengaging the technical team. I think they should be resolved as well. So
all right,
they should step down.
All right, Monday, there's a whole lot that has actually happened in the aftermath of Nigeria failing to qualify, for the Mondial in Qatar. There has been also calls that the NFF, the man at the helm of affairs, that's Major Pinnick, should also resign. You stated rightly that the technical crew too, and has has also been asked to step down, with Eguavoen also stepping down. So right now, what do we begin to do? Fine, we are not going to be in the Mondial. A whole lot of issues came out with that match that we had in Abuja. They talked about, not using our, best legs for that. So as it is right now, what should be the main focus of the Nigeria Football Federation? What do we begin to do going forward? So all of these little issues and failing to qualify and technical issues and don't resound over time.
All right, this is not the first time this is happening to Nigeria, and we and Nigerians, we get to face a lot apart from football. In 2012, we didn't qualify to the AFCON, and this is going to be the first time we won't be going to the World Cup since 2006. And it's sounding like a cliche. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need to go back to the drawing board. Certainly, we need to go back to the drawing board with a different approach. When you're getting a new manager, when the new technical crew will be formulated, what are the targets you're giving to these managers? I can remember Coach General was always battling with infusing local players, that is home-based players, and also infusing. Those were the targets given to him. What are the targets are you going to give to a coach? The targets should be straight. I mean, you should empower him. You should give him all the power he needs for him to make a decision, not just we get political with this. Oh, you need to put in a home-based player. That shouldn't be the target. The target should be qualify Nigeria to major tournaments, win World Cups, win the Nations Cup, make us happy by winning trophy, not make us happy by infusing local-based players. I know it's okay that we want to improve our football, but it's not just by playing in the national team that our football is going to get better. I also know that some Nigerian players are not so good as we think they are. We saw that. The likes of Emmanuel Dennis, that is a big talking point for Watford, and Ademola Lookman. You see these players, they were struggling, and you can see that African football is completely different from a foreign football. So what they should do is not just go back to the drawing board, but realign. I mean, take a look at the targets you're giving this manager. Are you giving this manager enough power he needs to make a decision so that if this decision doesn't work, he will, of course, take responsibility for that. I can remember at the AFCON, at this World Cup qualifiers, Augustine Eguavoen said that he invited Ogoye Nnazi because he wanted to pacify the rest of the crew. What is the meaning of pacifying the rest of the crew? Just to make everyone okay that he's invited who they wanted him to invite. So give the coaches the empowerment they need, straight up give them their targets, not telling them what to do and how to go about their targets. All right, the target is to win Nations Cup. The target is to qualify and enjoy a major tournament. And it's quite unfortunate that we didn't see that in this year's qualifiers.
Okay, but you also still have other issues that are being raised. I mean, when you talk about the NFF and, the Nigerian football, I mean, with all of that has happened, the fact that Nigeria failed to qualify for the World Cup has got a lot of people saying that we need to pay attention to developing local talent. I mean, let's look at the local leagues that we have in Nigeria, because usually the issue again is always the issue of having which players, and then we have to sort out for, players, and there's also a little bit of, as the reports would have it, that there's some corrupt practices and politics going on with selection of players. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, we also have another issue with the NFF with time and preparation for the game. And so this is because a lot of people say we're facing what we're facing because we did not prepare for this. If it takes 4 years, how much preparation, how much time do we even put into preparation? Having, the players have the connects, the chemistry and all of that. So these are some of the issues that, some football lovers, supporters of the Super Eagles have actually raised. What are your thoughts on this? Preparation time, and also the issue of having, the leaders, like you have mentioned, have a fair play, have a hand in controlling who becomes a player.
Okay, so first off, I'll say football is a game of momentum. Football, you're as good as your last game. And you talk about preparation. These individuals, they have been playing for their respective clubs. Yes, Francis Ozol plays for Ammonia Nicosia. Many players right there, they were playing for their respective clubs. And you're as good as your last game. You're as good as your last performance. We didn't just need to play as a country for these people to be prepared. They had enough preparation. The AFCON just finished in January. I mean, they played together with the same coach as well. We had a promising AFCON before the round of 16, losing out to Tunisia. It's not a matter of preparation. It's a matter of getting your tactics right. I mean, I wasn't so much in support with the tactics of the man, with the players he used. The tactics was okay with a 4-3-3 formation. We were going out for the kill in that second leg, but the players involved in that game and the substitutions he made was not spot on. So it's not about preparation. Absolutely. I don't think it is, because these players, they play week in, week out for their clubs. Emmanuel Dennis is a top star for Watford. Ademola Lookman plays week in, week out. Kelechi Iheanacho comes from the bench most of the time for Leicester City, but he gets to play games. In the midfield, we had Shia Abdullahi coming in the midfield. That was not the very best of substitutions.
So I like to say that, Thomas, I like to say that if you talk about preparation, you can't kick out preparation from the entire process. It's key and it's very important. Now, one of the things that was mentioned during the game is the fact that if you look at our players, as much as these players very talented, they play, in their different clubs, and these clubs are very prominent, right? But they seem to lack, that chemistry. When they come together, there's no unity in playing, because you would actually see, different players who are coming to show themselves, and so there's no some form of unity, and that's what we're talking about in terms of preparation. How much time do these boys have together to train as the Super Eagles, not play as they're playing for Man United, or they're playing for Arsenal, playing for Liverpool, and what have you? We're talking about preparation as a Super Eagle.
I'm not doubting the fact that preparation can of course is a factor to great performance. I'm not doubting that. But the Black Stars of Ghana, did they have to prepare? I mean, did they have to? This is the first international winner we are seeing since after the AFCON, and it's just about getting your tactics right. I mean, these players, I understand that they have to be a synergy in a football game. And also, when I talk about tactics, I'm talking about the players you're inviting. You're not just going to invite players because they are big name players for their club. You're going to invite players that can execute your tactics. You've got to know your players. You've got to know them and how they can play. Even if it was a 5-4, a 4-5-1 formation, it would have still gotten the job done with the right players in the right position. So, for me, preparation is just a little bit of a factor. But the tactics and how you approach the game was what really mattered on that day.
All right. Monday, thank you so much, Thomas, for being part of the show this morning. We do appreciate your time, and we look forward to sharing more of your thoughts as we progress.
Thank you, and once again, a happy new month. It was brilliant to be here with you.
All right. And that's the size of our conversation this morning on The Breakfast. We'll definitely return on Monday with interesting conversations and issues surrounding, the Nigerian polity and the space. If you missed out on any part of the conversation, it would be all right to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel as a Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. I am Messi Popo. Do have a fantastic Friday.
I'm Justin. You do enjoy your weekend.